What's up?
I'm Eddie.
I'm Megan.
I'm Patrick.
And we're here today to teach you how to play Crash. Get the components out the box. Make sure everybody gets one of these cool little reference cards to help remind you of the rules. Then you're going to take the event cards. Shuffle those up for me, please.
I got it.
Take all the golden RDA cards and shuffle those up as well. Then you're going to take the cool golden Crash coins from the back of the board. Flip the board face up and then place one coin into each of the grooves on the board. We want all of the coins to be at 1. Take a note that each coin has a different symbol on it. Next up is the two little turn track tokens. You can place them on the board. This one helps remind you what phase you're in. And the other one makes you keep track of what round it is you're playing. Buck tokens. A stack token is worth 5 buck tokens. You have to swap your buck tokens out for stack tokens when you have at least 5. Each player starts with 4 buck tokens. Everyone draws 2 RDA cards to start their portfolio. Place these cards face up in front of you. If you draw a card with a buy price of 6 or higher, you have to discard it and draw another one until you have 2 cards that have a buy price of less than 6 each. This game is about using real money to buy real digital asset cards, holding onto them and selling them when their prices go up and making a ton of money. At the end of the game, whoever has the most cash on hand is the winner. Any leftover RDA cards at the end of the final round do not help you win, so make sure you sell them. The last thing you do before you start the game is to decide how many rounds you want to play. We recommend for your first game, maybe start at 5 rounds. A regular game, 7 rounds is pretty good, or if you want a longer game, or if you've got like 4 or more players, go for 10 rounds. And you take the little round counter and place it on the number of rounds you're going to play. That will count down each round, and everyone needs to keep an eye on how close it is to the end of the game, because that is when you need to have the most money. Each round consists of 3 phases in order. We have the buy phase, where you're going to buy and get more cards for your portfolio. The market phase, where the value of all the different symbols in the game are going to change. And the sell phase, which is when you can turn your cards back into cash. So kicking off the first round, at the start of each buy phase, the first player.
I'm going to draw an event card. I'm going to read it aloud to everyone. Set this symbol to 0.5.
The event cards will shake up the game a little bit every round by modifying values on the board or changing the amount of money people have if they're holding onto money in their wallets. After you draw the event card, you deal out 4 cards face up to form the marketplace. In the bottom left-hand corner, there'll be a little gold number. That is the buy price. That is how much you have to pay from your wallet to the supply if you want to buy that card. That price does not change. But the sell price will change, and that is determined by the symbols in the top right-hand corner. All you need to know for now is that every round, the value can and will change for each card, so you've got to keep an eye on it. In the buy phase, starting with the first player, each of us takes a turn doing one of 3 things, and the first choice is to buy. You can choose to buy one of the cards face up in the marketplace by paying its buy cost.
I'm going to buy a roasted.
Okay, so this roasted down here, the buy price is $4. So Patrick takes $4 from his wallet, puts it in the supply, and he adds the card to his portfolio face up in front of him. That's his card until he sells it. Each time a card is taken from the marketplace, replace it with one from the top of the deck. Sometimes you don't want to buy a card. Maybe you don't have the cash, or you don't really like the look of any of the cards in the marketplace. If you don't want to buy, you can perform market research. What you do is you take $1 for free from the supply, add it to your wallet, and then you choose one of the cards in the marketplace that you don't like the look of. You take that and you place it in the discard pile and replenish the marketplace as normal. Each player can only do market research once per buy phase, so you can't just keep getting free money, and you can only do it as your first action in the buy phase. So you have to do it before you buy anything.
I think I'm going to do some market research. Get a little dollar for free.
Patrick has already bought during the phase, so he can't market research, and he's out of money, so he can do the third option, which is pass. Play continues until all of the players pass, and then the buy phase is over. Next up, market phase. So clear away the marketplace from the buy phase. They all go in the discard pile. Move the little track to the market phase, and then this phase is real quick. The first player takes the value dice, the 2 green dice. Patrick will look at the 2 symbols that were rolled and move each coin that corresponds to those symbols up by 1 value. If you roll the same value twice, you move that coin up 2. And if one of the coins is all the way at the top of the board and the value dice push it even higher, past the number 8, it gets moved all the way down to the bottom of the board. Roll that crash dice.
Come on, baby.
Okay.
Oh,
So this 12-sided dice has 6 blank sides. If you roll a blank, nothing happens, and we move on. But if you roll one of the symbols, that symbol crashes, which means the coin moves all the way down to 0. Now we're in the sell phase where each player will have the opportunity to sell 1 or more cards, turning those RDAs back into cold hard cash.
so I can sell all my cards.
Maybe. Each player can make 1 sale in each sell phase, and a sale is 1 or more cards that all have at least 1 matching symbol in their top right of the card. So you could sell all your cards at the same time if they have a matching symbol, or you could only sell a couple of them, or you might just want to sell 1 of them. To calculate the value of a card, that's the amount of money you'll get for selling it right now, you're going to look at the symbols in the top right hand of the card and the location of those symbol coins on the board. First up, you're going to add any of the values of the symbols that are in the white levels or above on the board, and then you're going to multiply that by any of the symbols in the red layers. For example, on this card, it has C, Y, and N. The C and the Y are in the white layers of the board, so we add them together. 2 plus 1 gives us 3. Then the N is in the red layer, which is 0.5. So we take that 3, multiply it by the 0.5, and gives us 1.5. And in Crash, you always round down, so the current value of this card is only 1. Some of the cards in Crash have abilities at the bottom of the cards. These cards can be bought and sold like normal RDA cards, but they can also be triggered to kind of change the rules a little bit in your favor. Each card has 2 lines at the bottom that has an ability. It describes when you will use that card and what its effect will be. When those abilities contradict the rules in the rulebook, you follow the rules on the card for that situation. If multiple cards are declared at the same time, the card with the higher buy price takes priority. Yours is worth a bit higher than mine, so hers will cancel out mine, and if your ability gets cancelled out, you just keep the card. If the prices match, then the first player for that round gets to choose which one takes effect. Each ability card does require you to discard it to trigger the ability. Once each player has had an opportunity to make 1 sell in the sell phase is over, you take the first player token, pass it to the player to the left, and you move on to the next buy phase. If it was the end of the last sell phase in the last round, then that's the end of the game. Count up your cash in your wallet to determine who is the winner. Now you know how to play Crash.